Wrapping up OAC is just this exciting fireside chat that's going to be coming on right now. And the topic is unlocking new value for old medium, defining OOH innovation. Yes, we're going to welcome on the stage right now the group CMO, CKA Birla Group, joining us. Please put your hands together for Ms. Deepali Nair. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for your presence here this evening. Good evening, welcome. Please join us. We're looking at you joining us center stage. We're looking forward to this fireside chat, and the person joining you and anchoring this chat is Ms. Vinku Chakraborty, President of Rapo Chrome. Welcome. Good evening. The stage is set. This is the final session. So we want all of you to stay curated and, of course, ask your questions.
Hi, Deepali.
Good evening, Vinku.
Good evening. So before we get into out of home deeply, just wanted to ask you a non-out of home question.
Please.
So I've been reading about you, I told you earlier. So you have been a topper and a debater, a elocutionist, right? And you have traveled so many categories, so many industries, in fact, ranging from IT, automotive, BFSI. And in your most recent stint, you have handled everything, I would say, from putty to fans, lighting, IVF, hospitals, and you are a podcaster, right? And you have been one of the most awarded marketers of the country. So how do you manage all of this, Deepali?
I work very hard.
Okay.
No, I think I also delegate very well. I do believe that I think each one of us, if we figure out the most important things that we need to do in a day and prioritize, I think we'll find time for everything that we want to do. I very famously tell people, and I have done a huge article on LinkedIn about how I have an extra month in a year.
Okay.
I have the 13th month.
Hmm.
And that is because I don't cook and I don't drive. Just these two activities I have delegated, and those give me an extra month in a year.
Great, Deepali.
So that's a secret.
Absolutely. So moving on to out of home now, I heard Vikram also speak just now before us. And alluding to a fact that he also mentioned about strategizing for out of home, the way integrated marketing happens and integrated strategy happens, we always assign a role to all the mediums when those annual strategies are happening, be it print, TV, digital, or out of home. To out of home also, there is a role assigned to, depending upon a category a brand is operating in and what are the noise levels and multiple other variables. In your opinion, what is the role of out of home that it is playing now, knowing the consumer journey that we're moving in and which is changing so fast?
I think, first of all, approaching OOH with this um, belief system that it has a particular role to play, I think that belief system needs to change. I think Vikram hinted at it, and I want to give examples, which is that understand what the brand wants to do. The brand owner, the brand manager, the brand person may not always be aware of what's the latest that's happening in the OOH space. Now, if you ensure that you keep the agencies informed, the media planner especially, and they know the task that the brand needs to do for themselves, I think that's when you need to do a match of the media, right? I mean, at some point of time, I've been working for 32 years. There was no digital when I started working.
Right.
There was no digital for about 10 years, first 10 years of my work life, right? Digital entered not because it performed a role, in the media mix.
Right.
It started working and it started getting allocation because it fitted into the brand and the categories, journey somehow. And let me give you an example. I'm the group CMO at the CKA Birla Group, and thanks to working with the Birlas, I was at the Delhi terminal where you take the private jet flights. It's a separate terminal. The first time that I went to the terminal, I noticed that the whole experiential, whether you call it out of home, whether you call it display space, had been taken over by a very, very premium gallery, right? And all that was displayed there was sculptures and art pieces. Now, the moment I saw that, I said, what a brilliant fit. Because every single person who walks into that terminal to take a private flight is the right target audience, for a gallery, right? So there are some things for which it works extremely well. I mean, just while coming over here, I saw a home loan small hoarding.
Okay.
And to my mind, I'm wondering, why does home loan ad need to be on a hoarding? Because I think as a brand owner, when we are looking at ROI, when we're looking at data, when we're looking at, what is it doing for you? A simple ad which says 7.8% home loan rate, come to the bank. I genuinely think that is better served, on digital where somebody is looking for a home loan, right? However, when you look at, I'm very impressed with the Apple campaign, by the way, and especially when they do these gorgeous pictures, huge size hoardings. And I've been told by one of the, media owners, when they come and demonstrate and show us the work that is happening, but how particular Apple is in terms of doing the recce, the kind of sites they want, and things like those. There is a strategic intent behind it. So I have many more examples to give you of both kinds, where I think it does a great job, it fits in well, and where it doesn't. And I think that's the understanding. Rather than asking what's the role that OH has to play, I think we must ask what is the task that the brand manager has to perform, and how can these different media fit in and help him or her perform that task.
Great. Also, you have seen so many cycles. As you were mentioning, there was no internet when you started your career. You've all seen those media cycles of TV changing, digital, print evolving. Do you think that out of home has evolved, changed in the last couple of years? When I ask this question, I'm not only asking for India per se, but also globally. Do you think that out of home has kept pace with the changing consumer trends, changing media trends?
Absolutely, it has. I think it has done so in India, especially all the innovation that I see around airports.
Right.
The experiential stuff, the interactive screens,
Right.
All the work that's happening over there. I worked for IBM for 5 years. The events that you do over there are exclusive, right? And the kind of experience that you build inside the events is pretty much what you guys would think is out of home. But the kind of screens that you build, the kind of data-backed stuff that it is. I was recently at the SHRM conference, one of the largest HR conferences, right? And the kind of stuff that they had also put up over there in terms of experiences. I think the OH industry should be should watch out there from the tech conferences to see the kind of interactivity that's possible, on the digital screens. Having said that, I see some of you, I see it myself as a consumer, and I see some of the examples that come. I'm on a lot of juries, so some of the, work that I see, which the entries have put up is fantastic. So it has changed, quite a bit, but one of the things that I want to mention is just like, Times Square in New York has become like almost like a living theater, and the kind of work that happens over here. We unfortunately lost out Patel Bridge. I don't know how many of you have the vintage to remember how expensive Patel Bridge used to be. I have bought that. I used to be with BPL Mobile in my second job, and, we used to spend so much money on outdoor those days. Outdoor was the only way that you could, speak to the people in Bombay because it was Bombay-led. But we've not built those kind of properties.
Right.
Yeah?
So I'm going to ask you two questions, basis what you just responded right now. So first is about experiential out of home. Do you think it can act as a great bridge between brand building, knowing the fact that there are so many brands which are becoming digital first now, and out of home has no role to play over there, traditional out of home. Do you think experiential can unlock that value over there?
I think 100% depending on the category.
Exactly.
You could be an automobile brand and you could be digital first, but I think putting your car out at the airport is a great idea.
True.
Your new brand, new model, let people experience it. You have a great TG match. The target audience that you'll find inside an airport, 60 to 80%, TG match to somebody who's, wanting to buy even a mid-level, car. So I think experiential in that sense, this is the most simple example of experiential that I'm giving you.
Right.
Just putting your product out there,
Right.
for people to experience. I think experiential has actually a great role, to play.
And you also mentioned about IT. Even I have seen personally in IT, they use experiential so much in the conferences, events which are happening. So agree with you completely that experiential plays a bigger role over there. You also mentioned about Times Square and the DOH that you see. If you look at all the global numbers, DOH is one of the top 5 mediums growing at a very fast pace. In India also, it is getting mirrored. Last year, while the estimates are different according to different reports and all, but on an average, DOH is growing at a rate of 45 to 50%. And it is going to grow a double-digit growth in the next couple of years also. Do you think DOH is the next game changer to double up the size of out-of-home industry in the coming years in our country?
Absolutely. Uh, if you look at the success that's happened globally, it is primarily because there is digital interactivity or
Right.
digital creatives, at least at the minimum.
Right.
You know, and interesting digital creatives that you see on the OH side, right? And that has been the growth engine. I think, unfortunately, in India, we've not managed to, and I don't really know the challenges that you as an industry face in terms of digitizing the screens, in terms of their maintenance, in terms of petty theft, because I hear all those things, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's a challenge that you face, in India. So I don't know how much digitalization can happen of all the OH screens that are available. That's one. The second message that I want to leave with everyone here is that we've never succeeded in any industry by aping the West. Okay, I still remember the year 98, 99. When mobile phones got launched in the country. This country straight jumped onto the mobile phones and never went on to pagers, which had a great run of 2 decades, in the West. The WhatsApp messaging in India is fairly unique. US has never been that great a messaging market. My suggestion to everybody would be to look at OH from an India perspective, digital OH, in a completely different context to see how do you prove the ROI to the brand manager through this. So when you're thinking creativity, the focus today that I find is everybody is thinking creativity. Oh, this invention, oh, this innovation, this will get us an award, and yes, the brand manager will do it, but will not sustain it. I think the question that you all need to answer is how to measure, how to prove impressions, if we may borrow the term, from the digital industry. How do you prove ROI? I think that's the question constantly that you must be, asking yourself. Or is there a special task in a brand's life that digital OH can perform, that print cannot deliver, television cannot deliver, digital cannot deliver? I think that's the question that you need to ask. I mean, the car example that I gave you, or putting it inside an airport, no other medium can deliver that. It becomes like a mini showroom. So,
yeah. So, couple of questions basis what you responded. First, I will take up creativity because for out of home, I would say creativity is a big unlock, not only in terms of impact or innovations, but also plain Jane creatives that you see on static sites. And more so now on DOH and with the proliferation of DOH so much pan-India, creatives play a very important role. How do you suggest that, how do we amp up the creativity quotient? More training for creative agencies?
I think that's a tough one because we face that issue even in terms of digital creatives. There was an era when the most creative agencies and the most creative people in the country could only think television. They did not even want to do great print. Okay? It has taken agencies a full cycle of a decade to recognize that digitally creatives need to think very differently. The creative integrations that happened on the digital side, the campaigns that have performed, on the digital side were very, very different. And they did not come out of traditional agencies. They came out of digital specialist agencies first, right? There was actually digital creative web chutney, for example.
Right,
There were these agencies who got built on, digital creative. I think if you change the media on your side and digital OH, if it's a thing, I think similarly some training needs to be done, probably of the traditional agencies. And you guys need to think maybe you're better off working with the digital creative agencies because they're used to working with screens and knowing screens rather than the traditional agencies.
I think that will take some time because digital agencies, the mainline agencies, have taken some time to even understand the way DOH works. We are a part of an integrated group and we work together on many integrated accounts and all. And for DOH also, for the mainline digital agencies, they warmed up to DOH, but they still don't understand it so much. So I
I'll
think
give
it's
an
training at
example.
all ends.
Some problems are easy to solve, but we don't know where to go to solve them. In the group, we have 2 hospitals in the midst of Calcutta. Very, very crowded area. And now it's become so crowded that the main gate of the hospital is not really visible. Okay? So we wanted to, take all the bus shelters around, and we wanted to take 1 or 2 hoardings that were around that area and do some arrows, and say that, the hospital's here. We first got the media deal in, let's get the hoarding, let's get the bus shelter, everything. We never found a good enough creative. 45 days we waited for the creative, then we gave up the idea. Okay, so that's the challenge that you face on the brand owner side also. Now, why couldn't we find a creative? Because it's not an adaptation of my main campaign. It's just completely something new that we wanted to do. Yeah, and they could not crack it.
So I think there is no linear solve for it, as you also mentioned, alluded to it. And I think creative agencies, digital agencies, out-of-home agencies need to come together, train better. That's how those balanced solutions, better creatives will come up, is the way I'm looking at it. And I think it's a tall order in today's scenario, right?
But you're not alone.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I think every media owner today, whether they come from outdoor, whether they come from print, or whether sometimes even digital properties, I mean, if you just leave out Meta and Google,
Right.
okay, and you look at the other digital properties, everybody is making a huge effort to get, get noticed by the brand owners, by the marketing folks, by the media planner to get included, in the media plan. I think if some invention and measurement can come together in the OH space, like you said, digital OH, if it can happen, then I think that probably is a winning recipe for future.
So a measurement, you were there in the earlier sessions and you heard Vikram also speak and the earlier panel also talking about. So now there is an industry-backed measurement solution as well, and most of us are adopting that. Even clients are warming up to that. It's a big change that has happened over there and all. So do you think in today's scenario wherein product cycles have become so short, consumer journeys are becoming shorter and shorter by the day for all categories, do you think that the marketers are moving beyond, I don't want to use this term, the vanity metric. Do you think impressions and reach have become vanity metrics? Or do you think that for out-of-home, the deliverables have become a little different, wherein everybody, all the marketers are looking for instant numbers, jump in instant numbers, or let's say CTA?
No, I think the answer lies in both the places. There are times in a brand's life when it will look at only impressions also. One of the group companies, we changed the name of the group company. Okay, from HIL, we've become Birla Nu. And we're launching pipes in a big way. Now there, just the sheer awareness matters, right? So traditional matrix, when I'm looking at the media plan over there, and Vikram's agency, Madison is doing the media plan, we are still looking at a reach and frequency plan. Because, that's what you need to do. You need to get the word out,
Absolutely.
right? I would imagine that for movies, on new OTT serials, where you want to make people aware. So rather than looking at a category and a brand, but if you say new launches, I think you still need to look at plans very differently versus, let's say, what is called a sustenance campaign, where the brand is very well known and I'm saying, okay, where's the action, right? And then if a lot of brands today sometimes take a pause because there is pressure on them of marketing monies not being available for the brand. For a long time, I've worn those 2 hats: brand money, performance marketing money, brand money, performance marketing money. The well dries up very quickly on the brand money side, but the performance marketing money is available. Now that's where OH will lose out. That's where only digital wins these days, not even television, etc. So I think you need to therefore see new brands, new launches, and chase that very, very actively, according to me. I'm sure similarly, if you think there are certain other opportunities in a brand's life which fit in very well with what OH can deliver. Local sometimes, for example, like I gave you the hospital example, right? I will never do a full-fledged TV campaign. I will never do a maybe even a magazine campaign. Hospitals will not do a radio campaign, but outdoor lends itself very well to a hospital, for example. So
True.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Another question that I had was, if you today pick up the TV addicts or the print addicts or even the digital addicts, which I'm not even comparing right now, there are so many advertisers, much more than what we see in out of home, right? So what should we do as an industry to increase the number of advertisers, or let's say move away the ad budgets towards out of home? Do you think as an industry we should invest in a repository of case studies which we keep on creating or curating every year to show the effectiveness of out of home as a medium? Because today out of home in India has become very skewed to few categories. Hence, there is a bigger bucket of many advertisers who are not just looking at out of home. So what should we do? Should we invest in that repository, and some initiative can be taken at an industry level for this?
First of all, it's a great question, Dinku. Okay, and I think your thinking is in the right direction. I definitely think as an industry, you should have repository of case studies which show impact, which show ROI, which show new user testing, whatever be the metrics that are important to the brand managers. You must look at that and demonstrate that, look, outdoor works extremely well. Secondly, you must look at yourself as an industry to say, the brand managers sometimes face this question, depth in a market or width in a market, right? The way you started the question, you're thinking width in the market, that every advertiser should be on OH. Not necessarily, right? Why don't you look at advertisers who swear by outdoor, right? And ensure that you have great depth with them because they believe the medium. Do the innovation, do the interesting work, with them so that you have, better and better case studies to attract, others onto it, is what I would say.
Yeah. You were telling me that you just landed from another city today in Mumbai and you travel a lot. So as you travel a lot, you must have seen so many different forms and shapes of out of home all across the cities. That's another problem that we have in our country, that the form, size, shape, type changes, right? Do you think from an international brand perspective, even from the national brand's perspective, it impacts the imagery in some way?
It impacts the
Imagery of the brands, that there is no standardization of sizes or type of illumination that you're getting across cities. So the question, I'm just asking the question now. The question is that do you want to leave any message for the municipalities who govern the out of home? Because out of home is localized, it's governed by local legislation. They should do something about it to address this issue.
So you're talking about certain brands should not be seen in a certain medium?
No, what I'm saying is that the size and shape, the sizes of out of home units that you see, they vary from cities to city. Even if you were to travel from, let's say, a metro to a mini metro to smaller city and all of that, there is no consistent imagery. At times, national brands want that, and because of that, they don't even advertise, especially many FMCG brands, they don't, because it hurts the imagery.
Yeah.
So in this context, do you want to leave any message with the municipal corporations to standardize it?
I don't have a message for the municipal corporations because as a brand manager, I don't think of them. As a marketing head, I don't think of them. I think of the media owners and the media agencies who are coming to me and presenting a solution, right? And frankly, I think this is an internal issue that you guys need to solve.
Right.
But I can tell you the two variables that a marketing person or brand person will think about, okay? One is brand safety.
True.
Okay, which is I do not want to be in a place where my brand is seen in the company of something unsavory. Okay, I think that is the important fit, right? Second, certain brands will not fit certain media. For example, we have 9 different companies. We have an IT services brand called Birlasoft, right? I will never do a wall painting. It's not required. The TG is not there. Even if we are doing an IPO kind of a thing for a IT services brand, you will not do a wall painting, right? Having said that, we also have other brands. Let's say we have a bearings, automobile bearings brand, industrial bearings brand. We do wall paintings with that because you're reaching the right TG in the bearing markets. You select those geographies extremely, carefully, right? So I think it's a function of, how should I say, where brands need to be seen in terms of being able to reach, the target audience.
True.
But interestingly, since you mentioned that I'm at the airports, I always look at all advertising at the airports, and I sometimes wonder why are certain brands there at all. Okay.
Okay.
So Bombay Airport, for some reason, has a lot of pipes and sanitary fittings brands. Okay. And I always wonder what are they doing here at the airport. Okay. You go to Calcutta and you will find a lot of steel rods. Something that a end consumer doesn't even need to, know about. Calcutta is not some mega steel trade market either, but you see hoarding after hoarding with some steel rods and stuff like that, those brands are there. So sometimes I even wonder, about that. There I feel the media agencies need to give the right advice to their clients. Okay? Because if a client ever feels that, look, my money was wasted with this campaign, they will never come back to that medium.
So I'll respond to you, the question that you just asked, and we have been pondering upon it, saying why the hue of advertisers changes across cities and why it's so different. So the answer is in the fact that all different cities and towns of India, they are going different levels of economic transformation and I would say different cycles of growth. And as the cycle of growth is different, the kind of goods and services that they consume or they will be consuming is very different. So
No,
that's,
Vinku, I will give you separately off stage the answer of the
I'll
steel rods
definitely-
hoardings in Calcutta.
I know, I've seen
the
those.
answer is no consumer truth in it. But yeah, I mean, the point is you chase the consumer truth. Every
Absolutely.
brand manager will win. The media agency will win. The media owner will win.
Right.
You don't chase the consumer truth. You're in it only for innovation. You're in it only for a short-term sale. In the long term, the industry is not going to do well. I think that's something that we must, always remember.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to ask you the last question. We have lots of young out-of-home professionals over here. Any piece of advice that you would like to leave with them in our AI era when everybody around knows that things are changing very fast?
I think this is an advice not just to any professional in the out-of-home, industry or media industry or even marketing and brand industry. I think you must watch the space extremely carefully about how AI integration is going to change the shape and size of your industry. I was asked this question. I told you at the SHRM conference, and I said so. I said, look, AI is changing the way we work. Like at one point of time, email and internet just changed the way we communicated inside offices. I started working in an era when you did not have email available to everyone, by the way. There used to be a memo, that used to get circulated in office for everybody to read, and people would sign it to, ensure that we've read it. I have Professor Jagdeep Kapoor here. He will remember that era for sure. Some of you will not even identify with what I'm saying, right? Now, there was a major intervention that happened on account of internet and email. Expect that with Gen AI. I'm saying that half the people in marketing, media, OH, advertising industry will lose their jobs, okay? The half who will retain the jobs will be the ones who master and understand what can happen with AI. So that's my suggestion to everyone. That
Thank
includes
you.
me too, by the way. Okay?
All of us.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
it's at all levels.
Yeah. I think now it's the question time.
It is question time. Thank you. There was such an exciting, flowing, easy conversation. I think everybody was like clued in. Okay, so, and what next in the conversation? Thank you. We've got the questions coming on, but just before we welcome on the stage Ms. Archana Agrawal, jury member of the OH Advertising Awards. She's right here. I think Mr. Jagdeep Kapoor has a small message for you, ma'am.
Wow.
Hello, Deepa, proud to see you doing so well.
Thank you so much. He is my professor from college. He's taught me marketing. I'm class of 1993. He used to be at Parle Agro those days. Fruity was the brand that we all love, and we all know what he's contributed. Absolutely mastered at distribution. So, sir, I remember all the stuff that you taught us, and thank you very much. That means a lot to me.
Wow. All right. Well, let's have You know, this is a beautiful evening, and we're going to have some interesting questions.
And Archana is a very, very dear friend.
Hello, Dipali.
Hello.
So nice to see you here.
Yeah, so ask Archana if so she was the culprit, okay, when we did so much of outdoor in BPL Mobile. Archana used to be the media planner for me when we bought crores and crores of outdoor.
So Dipali was my client at BPL Mobile. I used to work in McCann at that time as a
Yes.
media planner. So I'm going to get to that. I'm sure everybody's waiting for the award evening, so we shall get to it. There are lots of questions, 130 questions.
Wow.
So I've tried to choose 3 which I thought were relevant, and then you all have to apparently choose the one which you think is the best. So the first question is, as a CMO, how would as a CMO, what advertising medium do you focus on the most, and how can OH become part of focus consideration?
You know, I will say this again. I don't think we ever start a media plan with a media in mind. We start a media plan with what is the task we need to achieve in the next 3 months or 6 months, whatever is the duration of the media plan. So like I gave you an example, we're launching a new brand, and awareness is the most important thing for us, right? Whereas for our fertility business, for example, it's more sustenance and, it is more reaching the right target audience. We are obsessed about reaching the right target audience. Somebody in this age group who's not had a child or who's looking to have a child, right? So the obsession of the media plan there is to find that right target audience. Whereas when we're launching a new brand, it is totally about reach and frequency, maximum ROI in terms of reach. How can I get everybody? Which media will, get me there? So I think the obsession of the media owner is not about a media type. The obsession of a brand owner is, about achieving my campaign objectives.
Okay, so thanks. Next question. How can one make brands understand value in out-of-home innovation when everyone seems to care about is direct ROI and budget constraints?
It's a cascading thing. So the company is in existence because it has to deliver ROI to its owner. This could be a company listed in the stock market, and therefore the people who own the stocks. And therefore it needs to deliver growth, it needs to deliver profitability, it needs to deliver all the financial metrics. Then that role comes on to the CEO who needs to deliver it. And then the CEO passes on that role to the head of sales and head of marketing. So they need to, put together, and the cost, the profitability even goes on to manufacturing. And therefore, we are all in business. We are serving to ensure that the business remains profitable and serves the stakeholders. And therefore, marketing cannot get away from, the ROI bit. However, I want to say this to you, especially the time that I spent at Mahindra Holidays, which allowed us a lot of experimentation. It was possible for us to do it, with that brand. We would experiment a lot. And if that worked on the matrix of ROI, whether it was brand ROI or whether it was performance marketing ROI, we would scale that up and spend a lot of money on that media type or media activity, or whatever. So you cannot escape ROI. You will never have a situation where you have innovation for the sake of innovation and for winning awards. That's a very short-term strategy, ain't gonna work in the long term. Therefore, I'm appealing to this industry, start working on measurement, start working on ROI, start working on how will you ensure that you deliver the brand's objectives.
You're hearing from a marketer, seasoned marketer, as to what she expects as a brand marketer in terms of
I must tell you this, at one point of time, I still remember this was HSBC. I had a 4 crore plan. This is back in 2007, 4 crore bought you a lot. And, you remember we had the 2008, the whole world fell apart. And they said 50% budget cut. I said, no, take the 2 crore also back. Right? Because I knew that 2 crore will not deliver anything on the objective that I had. I would be a vain CMO to still do a campaign with 2 crore. Right? Because it wouldn't achieve the objectives. But that's the thing that you need to understand.
Yes, and the last question. So all my questions are based on Dipali's expertise of what a brand looks for. So the next question is, imagining yourself the founder of your own brand, how would you handle an out-of-home campaign with an online one? What's the mix? How would you look at it?
Archana, do you think they're saying Deepali Nair the brand or Deepali has launched a D2C brand?
No, you have a brand. So I mean, the question is imagining yourself as a founder of a brand.
Founder of a brand. Once again, I don't think it's too early to answer a question to say, okay, whether I will do OH or digital or radio or print or, television or even audio visual, or will it be only still? I think that's a far later question. The question in front of the brand manager is, where am I competing? Who am I competing with? Who is the TG that I need to know about me? If I'm the founder of a new brand, I think identifying the right TG and understanding what their journey is, where are they most likely to interact favorably with my brand, I think that's the question I would answer. Whichever media fits, I think is the one that I would choose.
I think the question is about, since most of the money is going into digital, how do we get more share from digital into out-of-home? I think that was...
Digital outdoor, digital interactive outdoor is the answer.
Yeah. Okay, so these were the 3 questions. Now you all have to select which one you thought was the best. If you want, I'll get you the...
I have forgotten the questions.
We will just help you remember. Yeah.
I think the first one. Yeah.
The first one, all right.
That's Rahul Shayokand from Wilmer Private Limited. I hope I got the pronunciations right.
Rahul, where are you? Come on up, come on up. We could see you were already walking up to stage. The smile is ready. The final check that gets brought on. Ma'am, please join them as well.
Can I say something? I think this is one of the most innovative things that I've seen in a conference, that the audience actually gets to win a large sum of money of 10,000 rupees. You have them completely hooked. Congratulations. But I think this is one of the most innovative things I've seen of late.
Thank you. Please put your hands together. A huge round of applause. Rahul Shayokand from Wilmer Private Limited. Congratulations. Since you're the final person, I think you can take the check home. You're the only one who can take the check back. You're the last venture. Congratulations. No. Congratulations. And we've got a memento. Can we please have the mementos brought onto stage? We want you to remember being here with us. It's not 10,000, but it's worth 10,000 rupees in memories or much, much more. Thank you for joining us. Please put your hands together for Ms. Deepali Nair. A huge round of applause. You felt her warmth, her energy coming across to you. And then, of course, we'd like to thank Ms. Vinku Chakraborty. Thank you so much. You guided that beautifully. A group photograph, please. A group photograph. Yes, we've got the closing remarks coming up right now. Thank you, ladies. You have been so special. Thank you very much. All right, everybody.